Facts.
Every day, online predators make their way into homes uninvited and unnoticed. Help delete online predators. To learn what you can do to protect your kids' online life, visit cybertipline.com.
And we're back again. We thank you for staying tuned, and we're talking to Katie Foster, Greater Clergy Restored Justice, and she's giving us information, history about the organization. But I think you have something particular you want to tell us, an event that's going to take place on Saturday?
Yes, it's on Saturday, starts at 11:30. It's a fundraiser for the warehouse project that I want to talk a little bit more about and tell you why this fundraiser is so important. I'll say that part up front. It's because we need to raise revenue so that we can keep the facility operational for the basic things, not anything fancy, just the basic things, utilities, upkeep, license, and so forth. We just need to do fundraisers at this point as we have no other income. But one of the other things is that we hope that people will come out at 11:30, and that's to 1234 Press Street, located actually between Urquhart and St. Claude. And Reverend, you correct me if I say.
Press and Urquhart.
Okay,
Yeah.
Urquhart?
Yeah.
Okay.
She said it right.
Yeah. I said Urquhart. It's an Indian name, Urquhart. Yeah, she did good.
Okay, I'm not a native New Orleanian, but I'm getting there fast.
Yeah, you're doing good.
I'm getting there. But at any rate, it's at 1234 Press Street, and we encourage and ask everyone to come out and support us in purchasing. We're going to have barbecue dinners. And that barbecue dinner, I promise you, will be good. It's going to be mouth-watering good. You'll be able to get chicken or sausage or ribs, potato salad, macaroni and cheese, baked beans, bread pudding.
She's making us hungry now.
So I'm hoping I'm making everybody
now what time
hungry.
does that start? So
It starts at 11:30, and we'll be there until we sell out. And we also invite you at that time to view the warehouse while you're there. See the materials and everything that we have.
Mention some of the materials there, because they have some beautiful stuff there.
Thank you.
I'm telling you, DK, you should check it out.
I know.
Yeah, it's a work in progress, and not only you, Reverend Smith, but we're inviting everybody who's seeing this broadcast to come out and be with us. I'll tell you that every Monday and Tuesday from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. we are there open. It's all volunteer, so we're not up to the everyday thing yet. But Monday and Tuesday of every week, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. we are there. And some of the things that we have to sell are, and these are basically all new materials, not reused. We have things like plumbing needs, sinks, bathtub surrounds, the toilet flaps. We have tools. We have saws, table saws, miter saws, sanders. We have all kinds of light bulbs, floodlights, the fluorescent bulbs. We have basically any kind of bulb you could think of. We have things like the utilities that you use with, or actually equipment that you use with cleaning, the spray bottles, the scouring pads, cleaning fluids, most of the things that you would need, just to name a few things. We have tile. One beautiful tile.
Ceramic tile.
Ceramic tile. We've got tile galore. We have, and we can order more. If you see some that you want, we can order more. We have bathroom fixtures such as the toilet paper holders, towel racks, just to name a few. And we got books and books galore that are actually very good historical books. So that's just to name a few, but we invite you to come out, and when you come, you can tell us if the things that you need most are not in there. Let me know, so that we'll know how to do our future orders, so that we can have the kind of things that you need.
I had a question, just thinking about that. Now, I understand it's open to the general public as far as the needs are concerned.
Right.
Now, how would someone who makes up the Greater New Orleans Clergy for Restorative Justice?
The Greater New Orleans Clergy for Restorative Justice membership right now is comprised of a group of volunteer clergy from all over the Greater New Orleans area, all denominations, and it's also open to not just clergy, but also to activists who want to be supportive of the whole ministry that we're doing through the Greater New Orleans Clergy.
And that was my second point, because I was asking that because a lot of people would hear the name, and I'm love the name because of the true concept, but to not limit it to clergy,
Right.
Because of course it's a social justice, and out of that, I see a work in progress with a whole lot of things. Because as we were talking about earlier with the elections, voting and everything, the church was the centerpiece for where people would come together, and it wasn't just for church, it was to voice their opinions on certain things, social issues and everything. My prayer is that the church would be like that where it was. My prayer is to be more viable in the community and everything. And that's me personally. So I see what you're doing, and I'll be there.
Okay.
I'll be there.
We're looking forward to seeing it.
Okay, we gave the address. Is there like a contact information that we could share for people to say, like, well, I have questions about this?
Yes, they can call me. I'm Katie Foster. They can call me at 678-640-1704. That's an Atlanta exchange, but I promise you I'm here in New Orleans.
What about an email address?
An email address would be kfosben, KFOSBEN @AOL.com. And I'll be happy to answer any questions that people have. Be honored to have you come and visit the warehouse and buy something. Would love for you to do that, because it's very important that you know the monies that are generated from the warehouse, first of all, through our partnerships with the Samuel DeWitt Proctor Conference and their connection with the Habitat for Humanity in Houston, they were able to help us to purchase our first shipment at a very, very economical cost. And by being able to get things at such an inexpensive cost, we're able to pass that on to the community at an inexpensive cost. Most of the stuff that we have is actually anywhere from 50%, 75% to 50% less than what you would pay
anywhere else.
Anywhere else.
Yeah. And speak to the issue of the importance of, you already told the history of why you want to do this, why we're doing this, of course, but talk a little bit about the programs that you have done as far as, you mentioned Miss Martin House, and there are other people that are on the list, that houses that you're going to restore. Talk a little bit about that.
Okay, Reverend. The way that we came to decide what houses we were going to be working with, and the whole purpose of this money, as I said, is to sell materials so we can generate money so that we can buy materials to rehab houses that we actually have profiles or kind of intake forms on from that was given to us by the clergy who are members of the Greater New Orleans Clergy, their community that they serve in, or their church congregation. We also have some churches who still, as you know, are not operational. So we have some churches on that list as well. We are not trying to build anything from the ground up. We are doing rehab work, trying to get people back into their homes so that they once again can be whole. One of the things that we've already done is, I won't call her name, but it's a 94-year-old lady who lives on the West Bank, lives alone, very independent, the sweetest person in this world. But it is so evident of the help that she needed. We were able to go in, and I'll just give you an example of some of the things that we did. In her kitchen, you have to go downstairs to get to her kitchen. She has to walk down these very, very steep steps with only a little railing on the side to hold on to. I have problems walking up and down. But the kitchen, when you get down to it, it had this paneling on the walls, and we replaced all of the paneling that was on the walls. But the important thing you need to know is when we took some of the paneling off the wall, you could actually see outside. There was nothing between the paneling.
No insulation or
no insulation. Not even an outside wall was
so
missing.
it should have kept the house kind of cold.
The cold, and because
in summertime, real hot.
Because she's 94, she is always cold. She has her heater on even in the summer. It is cold, and I can understand. Her skin is so fragile, she stays cold. And heating that house was hard, very, very hard. And when I saw that paneling come off and you could look outside and see the sunlight, my heart was just thrown. I did not understand how that could be. So we were able to take care of that, fix it for plumbing problems where the faucets and so forth had actually rotted out. Very proud of her home, and you can see it in her when she talks about it. She grew up in that house. 94 years, she'll tell you. I lived here 94 years. And we were able to, one of the other things I can't describe so very well, but those same steps that you had to go down to get to her kitchen, you have to step across to get to the other side of her house and go down more steps to get to the laundry room, to where her washing machine is. And she actually, literally, if you can follow me, she had to hold on to the wall and swing herself around to cross over those steps going down to the kitchen to get to the other side of the house. So what we did was we actually went into the kitchen, Reverend Smith, and we opened up a doorway so that at least she would have one set of stairs to go down and she can walk directly to her laundry room.
Instead of having two separate.
Instead of having to swing around, because Lord knows I was so afraid for her doing that. That's just one example. We've only done phase one. There is still so much that needs to be done. And we're not trying to go in and make houses so that they can resell them at 200% profit or anything. We're trying to make people comfortable and bring them back to a standard of decent living in their own homes.
I guess I said one more question. But it's still in light with what we said earlier. So not only are you helping the clergy, the members, with their housing, repairs and everything, but say, for instance, if they've gotten scammed by a contractor, this is where the social justice part would come in. So you could help people over their legalities and everything?
Well, we can help refer them to who can help them.
Okay.
And that's one of the things that hence the name Rebuild Source Warehouse and Resource Center. The eventual goal is to make the warehouse center a resource center, so that people who come in to shop can not only come in to buy what they need, but they can get information on how do I make my house more green technology friendly? How do I get the best materials to make my house last longer through the rain, the wind, or whatever? Where do I go to get help with my energy bills? Where do I go? I'm still having problems with road home. Where do I go to find out how to fix that?
Accessing all of that information.
Exactly.
I got to stop you, Katie. It's almost time for us to go. But we're going to get you back on the show and you tell us a little bit more about the success of the program. But we want to encourage our viewers to go to a church of their choice and worship the Lord. We invite you to come on out to True Love Missionary Baptist Church, 2710 Phillip Street. And Reverend Smith would always invite you to come on to his church, Pilgrim Progress, 3600 Loyola Avenue. Our worship time is at 8 a.m. and Reverend Smith worship time is at 11 a.m. And it's just a blessing to get this information, Katie, and we're going to be getting you back on to talk more about some of the other programs and the success of the Restore Warehouse and just getting people back in their homes. That's the whole goal of I think the greater clergy of Restore the Justice, to make people whole again. Till next time, we just ask God, choice His blessing on you. God bless you and God keep you. That's our prayer.